the DVD Geeks. I'm Matthew.
I'm Harrison.
And we're here to share some new DVDs that we have here at the library for you. But before we do that, what I'd like to do is just take a moment for Harrison and myself to kind of go over what our roles here are at the library. So I'll let Harrison, you go first.
Matthew, here at the library, I kind of specialize in AV cataloging. I do some desk work, and I also do some event coordination. And
You're at all three branches too, right?
Branches, yeah.
All three branches, that's what I thought. As for myself, I'm a library assistant, and I do Tuesday and Thursday night classes, which are one-on-one classes that anyone can come in if they have computer problems or anything like that. I'll help them out. I also teach some classes. I do a lot of computer work around here, and also I do a lot of work at the front desk, just like Harrison does. So kind of jack of all trades, masters of none kind of thing is what we are. But we both truly enjoy what we're doing here. What we're going to do is we're going to talk about some movies. We've each picked a movie that we want to bring to you on the video today, and each of these videos we have chosen are not popular mainstream movies,
off the beaten path.
Off the beaten path, and we're going to share those. And I guess I'm going to go first with mine, and I chose In the Heart of the Sea, which is kind of an interesting movie, and I'll explain why I liked it so much. First, it is a story about a New England whaling ship that was attacked by a great whale. Is it a great white whale? I guess a great white whale.
Works.
And what takes place in the movie is we see Herman Melville, who wrote Moby Dick, is played out through the movie, and this whole event is where he got the inspiration for the movie Moby Dick. And it is very much a period piece, mid-1800s, which I like. That's kind of my thing. And special effects and everything were just amazing. It has Chris Hemsworth. If you're familiar with Chris Hemsworth, he plays Thor in the Avengers. That's what most people know him. And Michelle Fairley, who was Catelyn Stark in Game of Thrones, is also in the movie. Most of the other people in the movie are kind of unknowns. I mean, they didn't stand out to me as somebody that I knew. But this was kind of the inspiration for Moby Dick, and just a good movie.
Matt, is it? I think I read somewhere in regard to this film. Is this based off the manuscript that Melville based Moby Dick?
He based Moby Dick off of this. He interviewed this fellow who survived the Essex, which is the ship in here, and that's where he got the inspiration for Moby Dick. Quite amazing. Also directed by Ron Howard, which tells you the quality of the movie. I mean, Ron Howard's movies are always, top notch. So very good there. Any other questions?
Gosh, well, I want to see it now.
Well, definitely. Special effects with the boats, the whale, unbelievable. Because you're in the middle of the ocean, and there's just this massive craziness of this whale. And it just works perfectly.
It captures it, doesn't it?
Captures it very, very well. He's got a good eye for that. So that's the one that I've chosen, In the Heart of the Sea. We do have that here on the shelf at the library. It may not necessarily be in, but you can put it on hold. No doubt about that. So before we go to Harrison's pick, we're going to watch the trailer for In the Heart of the Sea.
How does one come to know the sea's dark secrets? Monsters. Are they real? I want you to tell me what happened. Tell me the secret of the Essex.
I don't expect a writer to understand, Mr. Melville.
Promise me to come back.
I'll come back as quick as a summer's night, I swear.
Normally, a captain gets to choose his first mate.
An experienced captain, yes.
Centuries before, sailors feared sailing off the edge of the earth.
All hands on deck!
But we were headed for the edge of sanity.
I believe you have seen things no one else has seen.
What is it? Abandoned ship. We can't row away home. We will surely perish out there. We might also survive. Don't you quit on me. We're going home.
Say you're scared! Say it!
As I live and breathe, he's mine.
So it's true.
Yes, too much is true.
Kind of switching gears here a little bit, Matt. I want to talk about a film called Valhalla Rising, which this is one of those off the beaten path films starring Mads Mikkelsen.
Mads Mikkelsen.
And one of my favorite actors of all time really is like the Dutch Clint Eastwood, if that kind of
Yep,
you admit
yep.
it.
That's a very fair assessment.
You remember him from like movies like The Hunt, Casino Royale. Let's see, he also played in a movie called The Royal Affair. And this Valhalla Rising is just a really very unique take on like the Viking-esque kind of, not necessarily historical, but Viking-esque, gritty, action-packed movie.
And it is somewhat historical. Set in a historical setting.
It has a historical
Setting.
rooting. I think the thing that about this film, it starts off with Mads Mikkelsen. He's a one-eyed warrior. And he's kind of imprisoned when we first find him. But the events, things roll along, and basically he finds himself on a ship. They think that they're going to Jerusalem, the Holy Land, but end up Canada, the New World. So that's kind of a fun little legend, maybe perhaps not legend.
Yeah.
That the Vikings actually came to the New World before Columbus. But what makes this film just really really odd is Mads Mikkelsen doesn't say an entire word throughout the entire film.
No dialogue.
Totally silent, no dialogue. And I think it, and after everything's said and done, I think it kind of actually speaks to his ability as an actor and his range
definitely.
and just his facial features and his behaviors. It's wonderful
Wow.
film. And another thing that really kind of caught me off guard were these strange prophetic dream sequences that the lead character Mads has, and kind of gives the film a little bit of direction in an otherwise kind of directionless, plight of this warrior.
Right.
And really made for a very unique take on the Viking film.
Now, probably not a kids movie.
No, this is your Game of Thrones kind of level of maybe even a little bit in some parts. Maybe
Above that.
Maybe we're getting a little bit, but I think it's tasteful. It was tastefully done.
yeah.
Tastefully done.
Gritty.
Gritty.
Gritty is a good word for
bloody, violent. Yeah.
that. Now you got me one that I want to watch now. See, that's the whole idea here, is that we influence each other to watch different movies. So, want to go to the trailer for that one?
Let's do it.
And we should give a word of warning too that the trailer is a little gritty and rough too. So maybe if kids are watching, you might want to turn their heads or cover their eyes for just a minute while we go through that. Let's watch the trailer.
In the beginning, there was man and nature, and on the fringes of the earth, there was a reckoning.
have a name?
His name is One Eye. You need a name, and you've only got one eye.
You Christians?
Yes?
You're lying. We're God's own soldiers, warrior, heading for Jerusalem to reconquer the Holy Land. Now you've got your freedom. What do you plan to do with it? I could use a good fighter like you.
Never seen a mist like this before.
Perhaps it's a curse.
He's driven by hate. That's how he survives. Why he never loses. The boy said he was from hell. Maybe that's where we're going. Are we going to kill him?
I'm going to show them a man of God has arrived. Who are you?
He's going to kill us all. One by one.
When I die, you will go back to hell.
Okay, to close our video today, we want to just share a couple of the DVDs that we have that are new to the library. And we also want to mention, too, that if it's not necessarily on the shelf, usually within a week, we can get it for you, and no problems there. And we always encourage people that when new videos are coming out to put them on hold.
Right, be preemptive.
Be proactive about it. Get right out there and get those on hold. The Hateful Eight just came out.
Yes.
And that would fall into Gritty as well.
A little bit.
I watched that one over the weekend. Fantastic movie. Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah.
You know what you're getting when you get his kind of movie.
Yeah.
Definitely. And probably one of the best roles I've ever seen Samuel L. Jackson, excuse me, got to get the L in there, that I've ever seen. So we have that one. Another one is Daddy's Home, which is the complete opposite spectrum of that. Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. So if you've seen like the other guys, Talladega Nights, Ted, or anything like that, you know what you're getting. It's that same kind of format. You've got a couple?
I tell you what, speaking of, of movies that you would like, if you've watched previous movies in the past, you're going to love this one if you have watched the Hunger Games leading up to this, because you're going to want to know how this all ends with the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 coming out. We have it on Blu-ray and we have it on DVD, whatever format you want, as long as it's Blu-ray or DVD, we've got it.
We don't have VHS.
We don't have VHS.
Okay.
So as long as it's one of those two, you're good to go. And also coming out, I believe next week, is Forsaken. Kiefer Sutherland.
Yes. Sutherland. Many of you will know him as Jack Bauer.
Jack Bauer
from 24, yeah.
Looks like a kind of continuing this this Western resurgence. Looks like a great film. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing him in a movie. It's been a while since I've seen him do something.
It's been a long time, yeah, definitely. One other thing we want to mention is that if you have ideas for movies that you would like the library to get, this is your man to call Harrison here at the library. Make suggestions. He takes suggestions to heart. Definitely does. And if it's something we feel like will work for us, we'll definitely take a look at it.
Absolutely.
Our hope is to do this bi-weekly, correct?
Bi-weekly.
Bi-weekly, that we'll put a video out, and we hope you guys enjoy it. Like it on Facebook, right?
That's right. Like it on Facebook.
Like it. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.